Hey everyone, welcome to Read Through the Word, November 12th. I'm Wendy Pope, and we are looking at Acts 12, verse 5 today is our key verse. Now, I know this might just kind of throw some of you off a little bit, but it's actually, our key verse is actually part of yesterday's reading. I hope that's okay with you. Because what happens in today's reading is because of what happened in that last verse of yesterday's reading. So I couldn't talk about what happened in Acts 12, 6 through 19 without using Acts 12, verse 5. While Peter was in prison, the church prayed very earnestly for him. And then I included the New King James Version because I love the word constant. Peter was therefore kept in prison, but constant prayer was offered to God for him by the church. I loved the way that is phrased. You know, I'm a fan favorite of the New Living Translation. Fan favorite. Hands down, fan favorite. But sometimes I just have to put one of these other translations in there because it just expands it out. And I love the word constant, and I love the word offered in the New King James Version. John MacArthur said this about that word constant. And he says, earnestly, he says this, and the word is ektenes. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Ektenos is related to ektenes, a medical term describing the stretching of a muscle to its limits. Now, I have been a frequent visitor of my local gym here lately, and I know what it's like to have a muscle stretched to its limit. When your muscle is stretched to its limit, you don't really want to use that muscle anymore. It hurts. It's painful. And you don't want to exasperate the situation any more than it is, especially when you are getting to be more seasoned like myself and have not spent decades in the gym. You're just starting that new adventure in your life. So here's the thing. I remember telling the person that was helping me get ready for, or training me on how to use the machines and lift weights and learn the routines of the gym. I remember skipping one day, and he said, I missed you yesterday. And I said, I was really hurting. My muscles were hurting. Do you know what he said? He said, well, that's when you need to come. I'm like, what? That makes absolutely no sense to me. Zero. I don't get it. You work the soreness out. You work through the soreness, is what he told me. Look at the prayer of the people of the church at the time. They prayed constantly. They stretched themselves. I loved the definition of the word is stretched, zealous, earnest. The definition of that word, ektenes. But I went to the dictionary, to dictionary.com, and I saw this word assiduously. And I'll be honest, I had to press pronunciation to know how to say it. But I love it because it says with consistent and careful effort, diligently, tirelessly, constantly, ceaselessly. Wow. To our limits. When I stretch my prayer muscle, there is earnestness in our prayer because we get to the place where we want God's will, not our own. There will be commitment to the prayer. That means that we don't cease until there's an answer. And when I stretch my prayer muscle, there is offering of the prayer. And offering means accepting. You're giving up to God the results. I'm offering you this. I do not know what the answer is. I do not know how you are going to make this happen. If it's going to turn out the way I think it's supposed to turn out. I'm offering up my thoughts, my emotions, my attachments, my manipulation of the situation. I'm offering up to you, and I am accepting your way to this answer. I recently read this by Spurgeon, and I sent it to myself in an email, and I didn't have time to get it on the notes here. When you ask a blessing from God, this is from Spurgeon, ask it that you may glorify God by it. Do you pine to have your health back again? Be sure you want to spend it for Him. Do you desire temporal advancement? Desire it that you may promote His glory. Do you even long for growth in grace? Ask it only that you may glorify Him. So does my earnestness in the prayer, my commitment to the prayer, and my offering of the prayer, does it desire to glorify God through it? And if it doesn't, chances are He's going to hold back until we get to that place where we want to glorify God, no matter what the answer and the outcome is. Stretch yourself. Wendy. We'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.